Southwest means popcorn.
Handle 1 billion shares a day, with trades flashed to 300,000 monitors around the world in milliseconds.
Last year, Karen Kozo spent hours each weekend in her garden, picking weeds. This year, thanks to Preen & Green, she's spending hours each weekend showing off her garden and picking roses. Do what you really want this year. Discover the joys of weed-free gardening. Use Preen & Green.
Weather. Every day it moves and changes. There's something happening somewhere, and we bring you all of it in WeatherScope, the day's top weather stories, with live on-the-scene reports during major breaking events, up-to-the-minute forecast for the nation and specific regions, and fascinating insight that lets you understand exactly what's happening and why. WeatherScope. It's all the weather you want, every 30 minutes on the hour and half hour on the Weather Channel. In this half hour, WeatherScope, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, TravelWise gives you the latest on travel hotspots. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, the storm update. Right now on the Weather Channel, your local forecast.
This edition of WeatherScope is sponsored by Panama City Beach, Florida, home of the world's most beautiful beaches. Call 1-800-PC-BEACH.
Next on WeatherScope, residents of the Northeast face a day of high winds, heavy rain, and snow in the mountain areas. Meanwhile, in the plains and the Midwest, residents continue their struggle to save homes and businesses from historic flooding. Those stories, plus in-depth forecast and analysis on this edition of WeatherScope.
Winter weather is giving the Northeast a licking today. The region will see high winds, heavy rain, and snow in some of the mountainous areas. It's the result of a developing storm off the Atlantic coast. Good morning, I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Bruce Edwards. Now, yesterday, Buffalo, New York got an early preview of some of that nasty weather. The city got snow yesterday morning, and as a result, the morning commute was a wet one. It was a light but steady snow that changed over to rain and snow in the afternoon as temperatures rose from the low to mid-30s. Now, Buffalo will be generally overcast today. The high will be about 40 degrees or so. And again, we cannot discount an occasional snowflake coming off the lakes, but by and large, we're not getting a whole lot of moisture that far to the west. As we look at the satellite picture, you can see very distinctly where our low is formed along the front. Look at the counterclockwise circulation of the clouds. You see them rotating around here and then sweeping on up into eastern New England right now. Back around Buffalo, we do have some clouds. Still got the winds coming off Lake Ontario, and the clouds down here in West Virginia are producing a little bit of light snow. more of a nuisance than anything else. We're not expecting anything of any great accumulation. Shouldn't cause any problems, but it's just looking at the calendar, seeing April 18th and seeing snowflakes out your window, that might get you a little disgusted with the overall scene. But I'll tell you, it's really sort of blustery, a typical nor'easter here with this low, strong winds coming in off the ocean. We're getting the rain, and we're getting a little bit of the snow on the western periphery, but mainly it's the wind and rain causing problems. And again, you can see the radar echoes just rotating right around. And as we close in a little more closely, you can see around Montauk Point, out through Long Island, through the Big Apple, back to the Jersey Turnpike, very soggy, still back to Philadelphia and over to Dover, some showers. Providence, okay right now, little batches move through, but you notice around Hartford, it's pretty soggy. Springfield, back into Boston, more rain showers moving through where it's 45 and wet, 34 in Albany and some showers, rather chilly rain indeed, occasionally mixing with some snow. Heading back to the south now, it's been a cool morning. 41 in Atlanta, Birmingham, and Nashville, only 48 in Panama City, 47 in Jacksonville. So getting some chillier air down through the Gulf states today, but it'll be what I call it the killer bees, the bright, brisk, and breezy weather coming through the south today. Some increasing clouds later today as some of this moisture begins to move on in, but high pressure is going to be the controlling agent. But again, hold on to the fedora. It's going to be pretty brisk, especially along the coast. So for the golfers at Hilton Head and the senior golfers in in Palm Beach, it's going to be a bit blustery today. Vivian?
Well, temperatures remained mild for most of the west today. However, a number of areas could see showers and thunderstorms, including parts of the plains and some areas in Texas. Here's a look at our thunderstorm outlook today. There you have Missouri and Illinois. Now, around St. Louis, some scattered rain showers, maybe a few thunder showers possible. Minneapolis, St. Paul, rain showers will develop in your area, too. That's because this surface cold front will be sliding off to the east, and again, a lot of instability developing in the atmosphere. So this is the region that we will watch today. An upper level low pressure system will be responsible for a few thunder showers in southern Arizona and New Mexico and scattered rain showers across western Texas. Bruce told you about the northeastern storm, and we'll talk more about the western storm in just a moment. First, though, out ahead of this surface front, we have a southerly wind flow. The air is mild as we have temperatures well into the middle 40s and 50s. Right behind it, though, it's a little colder. Cut Bank, Montana, 27 degrees this hour, 34 in Spokane. Medford checking in with 51, Portland 49. Rain showers expected now for Oregon and Northern California, mainly south of Seattle. The area of low pressure is centered a little farther south in latitude, so perhaps you will escape the rain showers today in Seattle. But showers on the increase, Northern California, Oregon here, Boise, Idaho, some showers, and overnight tonight, rain showers perhaps will develop over northern Utah around Salt Lake City. So the system approaching the Northern California coast, southern Oregon, but here's a system that's crossing over the northern plains in the Midwest, an area, of course, where rivers are still running.